I've been having dreams. I wanted it to happen.
Of all the eye clinics in the world,
She walks into mine.
this is crazy.
We totally hit it off.
Hi.
My husband is a complex individual.
This might be a little problematic.
I'm old enough to have seen all the stuff that came out in the 80s and the 90s. I was reviewing a lot of them. And I love the idea that there's this whole new generation that's grown up with them and have decided to make their own versions. And I obviously won't get into the trajectory of the story, but it has a certain kind of wildness that really feels comfortingly retro. And I was kind of wondering, how do you prep for something like that? Not for the shoot, but for the emotional tone and for the stuff that you have to do.
Well, I think it's interesting what you say about how you were able to grow up with this genre. I don't believe I've had something like this in my generation growing up. And so being able to be a part of it and hopefully be at the start of this genre for the next generation is really cool. And I'm excited to see what they think of it. And throughout the entire process, it was just this emotional roller coaster, as you probably saw on the film.
You said you didn't grow up with this sort of thing, but did you do any, I guess research is a weird term. Is there anything that they used to explain what the vibe was, or like?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely dove into like Fatal Attraction, Hand That Rock Cradle, like all of those classic erotic thrillers. But we wanted to modernize it for today and not. Sure. And there is like that retro feel, because I think Mike didn't want it to be, text messages popping up on the screen kind of thing. So I think that's why it might feel more retro, where we aren't just diving into electronics the entire time.
And now we're seeing too, there's this resurgence of like stuff like 50 Shades and Sex Life on the other streaming service, where it's part of the narrative. It's not just something that gets dangled for titillation. It's actually part of the story that's being told. So is there, is the industry changing in response to that? In the stuff that you've done, I mean, I know Euphoria has had fairly graphic moments, and they're built into the character. They're not there for exploitation. And this sort of depends on the same.
It actually serves a purpose to the story. And I think that's something that Mike did brilliantly, that he didn't just throw in sex to make it sexy or beautiful in any sense, that it actually served a purpose to the story, and the characters and their emotional journeys were more important than the promiscuity that just like is on screen sometimes.
Pippo, what did you do?